right, guys, happy Friday, August 30th. Coming to you excited, coming to you grateful, and coming to you with a very, very full heart. And I want to share something with you because it shows that obviously we know that kids go through phases, and maybe my son will go out of this phase, but I look at my son and say the things that he's doing, the man that or the little man that he's becoming, like it's really, really cool to be able to see. And he's only 6 years old, you guys. So I know that he's going to go through changes in life. But I thought this was a cool story. So my wife gets up this morning. She's like, Silas cried last night. And I said, why did he cry? She showed him a video of at the Chaffee Zoo, there was a new baby elephant that was born. And she showed him the video. She's just sitting there like, oh my God, look at the little baby elephant was born. And she looked over and he's crying. Like he's got tears coming out of his eyes. And she's like, what's wrong, Papa? He's like, it's just so cute, Mama. It's just so cute to see the little baby elephant. And like to know that this little human is so emotionally connected to the smallest things that sometimes we just scroll by and be like, oh, that was cute. Like he was literally so entrenched in that moment that he just had tears rolling down his eye. And then I woke him up this morning. The first thing he said, Dada, did you see the elephant? I said, Mom showed me. He's like, I cried because the elephant was so cute. So I just want to start you guys out there, hit you with some hearts or hit you with some feelings this morning because it meant the world to me this morning to wake up and to hear that. And so I just thought I would share that to you with you guys because when I'm out and I'm meeting people, we went to an amazing event last night with Patty Goodspeed. People always mention Silas. They're like, oh my God, he's so cute. We see him on your stories. We see the videos. And so Silas is making an impact on the world. And I just wanted to share that with you. So let's go ahead and get rolling. I always have somebody bring us out on the field in true keep it moving fashion. And I'm going to look around the room today and it's going to be Chicken Mom. Chicken Mom, I totally appreciate all the things that you are doing, keeping the chicken content coming, but also the hustle. Right? You are a mom, you are a homeowner, you are raising a little one as well as a teenager. So you and I are in similar boats. And then you decided to do intensity. I can't remember a group coaching that you are not a participant of. And so we see your growth. I see your growth. And so I want to pass you the mic and I want to have you share your sentiment with the group this morning. So Brianna Tejeda, aka Chicken Mom, I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Let's go.
Thank you. Good morning. I am so excited to be here this morning too, because I have had an adventurous last couple days and I'm so proud of myself that I hit my matrix and just been hustling through death and funerals and having a broken teenager's heart. And it's been so fulfilling to still just put into my business. The social media has been amazing. I went to a meeting the other day and we're sitting in the meeting and a woman I did not know, I've never met her, comes in and was like, I want to meet Chicken Mom. And I was like, me? So if I could say anything, keep posting, keep DMing, just keep going, because social media was a struggle for me in the beginning and it's just flowing. The conversations are going. My sphere is coming to me. I've been having meetings. It's been amazing. Amazing.
I love it. And a couple of things here. You guys can hear it in her voice when she started to share. There's obviously a lot of emotion that's going on. She's dealing with the teenager that is heartbroken. And so it's just like she's not only managing her own emotions, she's managing children's emotions, and you parents know that. And then, unfortunately having a loss in her family. And at the same time, still hitting, and this is not an intensity plug at all, because some of you are not in intensity. She still was able to hit all of her metrics no matter what, like no matter what. And I cannot tell you how important that is. And I appreciate that. It's actually going to go right along with what I'm going to share today. So Chicken Mom, we see you. Let's give her some love. Let's give her some positive energy. Give her some emojis on the screen because we appreciate you. We see you. And huge, huge shout out to all of your personal and professional growth.
Yes, thank you. And I appreciate everyone that has reached out during the last few weeks and like sent condolences and stuff because it's been rough, but I see everyone and I super appreciate you guys and the collaborating on our team. Let me just put that out there one more time is top notch, phenomenal, and is not something that's happening in every aspect of real estate. So good
Yes,
job, guys.
I
For
love it. I love it. Last night at an event, Patty Goodspeed said that this is not about, transactions. Now, obviously, we have to get transactions in order to make money to provide for our families, but this is all about relationships. And the event that we went through was called Relationship Rich. And the one thing that she said that stood out to me is that we, as an industry, just have to remember humanity, right? It's not always about, hey, how many calls, how many reels, all these things. Like I understand that we have metrics, but also just being able to connect with someone. Brianna, how are you doing? Like, fuck the business. Like, how are you actually doing? Is there anything I can do for you? You want to go get some tacos? You want to hang out? You want to get a beer? Whatever that looks like. So remember that there's humans in your environment that, would appreciate a call or vice versa, right? And so lean to this community in the times when it gets rough, because I promise you, you have brotherhoods here, you have sisterhoods, you have partnerships, you have opportunities to grow, and you have a safe space in this environment to really, really build bonds and become relationship rich. And so I appreciate that sentiment, Brianna. Thanks for being here. I'm actually going to pull something up on my computer, but before I do so, I wanted to share something with you, and I asked her for permission, so she said that I can share this. But Ophelia posted this morning, and on their story, I heard something in the background. I was like, "Oh, that sounds good." Whatever she's listening to, so she sent me the link of what she was listening to. But Ophelia, if you could drop that link in the chat, because I think it's a really powerful episode. But she said, "I just texted you this episode. I'm sitting in my car with so much conviction. I needed to show up, get passionate about those that I'm leading, AKA my kiddos, my team, the future young ladies that will need to hear how I overcame X, Y, and Z. I'm fired up." Right. And so obviously we all have our routine or ritual or whatever we're doing that's driving, but I think that there's some really deep conviction in what Ophelia is doing right now. It's not about just right now. I want to feel good. I want to get back in the gym. Like there's so many things that you're doing right now that are going to impact the people down the road, and you're seeing the big picture. I think you've seen it, but I think that things are even more clear for you right now. And so I want to pass the mic to you in a second. There was one thing that I saw on your stories. It was like a board. People were writing on the board, like, what does working out mean to them? And I saw it, and I don't know who wrote it. I don't go to your gym, but it said revenge body. And I saw that, and it really stood out to me. And I correlated to that, to whether or not you correlate this to your working out and your fitness journey, or like just revenge in general. Like, tell me that I can't do something. Tell me that I'm not going to be successful. Tell me that I'm fucking crazy because I post on social media and that shit never works. Tell me, tell me. And all I'm going to tell you is watch what I'm going to do. Watch. And so, Ophelia, your message this morning really inspired me. So I want to turn the mic over to you really quick, because you're in a really, really good headspace. So I wanted to hear from you, if you wouldn't mind contributing.
No, of course not. Good morning, everyone. So Ed Milet has been someone, when I first heard his story, it hit me to my core, because I have a severe alcoholic baby brother, and his Ed Milet's dad was a severe alcoholic. So I had a connection. And ever since I heard that story, I've listened to his podcasts, and there's so many good nuggets. Like, that man has wisdom. And so whenever I feel kind of sluggish, like this morning, I couldn't roll out of bed. I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I had mental fatigue, body fatigue. My body, I'm starting to feel it. I put whatever podcast, because it really doesn't matter which one you pick. You're going to get something out of it. But this one is the most recent one, and it's only like 30, 40 minutes. So I started listening to it as I got ready, brushed my teeth, getting to the gym, worked out. And as I was leaving, and it hit me so much to my core, because he said the definition of pain and suffering, he goes, pain is inevitable. You're going to have pain, but suffering is optional, I think he said. Because pain, you are going to feel, but the suffering is what you start telling yourself. And then you sit there, and then either you're going to hit negative words into your body, into your mind, which is going to cause suffering, or you use that pain in a positive way and you know, I'm going to get better, I'm going to get through this. So that's the difference between suffering and having a growth mindset. And so I'm sitting there because for the longest time, I think it's been a year, longer than a year, I've been going through something really personal. And it's like, I have been choosing to suffer mentally, right? Because of my environment, I can't change the way I want it to change. So I said the one thing I could change was I need to get my ass in the gym. And ever since I started going and getting up early in the morning, it's like this switch went off. I can think better. There's just so much clarity, but there's just so much power and control because I was able to take something. I'm not powerless, I'm powerful. And so when you get to that point, when you're so feeling so powerful, you start getting positive. So if you're feeling powerless, you're going to end up suffering because you feel like you can't change. So I took that one step and I said, I'm going to go. It's hard, right? 5 a.m. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go. And it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. And the worst case scenarios that I always go through my mind, and Mel Robbins always says this, 99 or 93% of your what ifs in the negative way don't even happen. And the ones that do happen is not as bad. So don't go there. And if you're going to do that, balance it off with a what if and a positive. And so all of this has been like hitting me day after day. I'm going to the gym. I come out of there feeling like I have all this wisdom. And honestly, I only do it because I want to have accountability. I want to keep like recording my journey. And so, you know, every time I sit my butt in the car and I'm like, all right, I worked out, and what pops out of my little head, blah, 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 you know, I just lay it out there. And that's, that's how it's been going.
Wow, really, really powerful. I mean, somebody quoted you in the chat down below. I'm not powerless, I'm powerful. Like really, I love that you're having this sense of clarity. And you guys, that's why just going outside, being mindful, you know, exercising, stretching, pushing yourself. There's that moment afterwards where your body is kind of just like simmering for a minute. And it's just like you're firing on all cylinders and you got all these thoughts and like, you know, your energy level is high, your dopamine level is high. Like that's why you're creating early in the morning. And that's why people are resonating with the story. That's why I resonated with the story, because I'm like, this is action in motion. Look at her, what she's doing. And so shout out to you. Let's give some love, some lights, positive energy to Ophelia. You know, we're always here for you, everything that you're going through and we'll go through. So great contribution. I absolutely love this. You guys, let's get some things in a perspective right now. But before I go here, I just want to do a precursor. Some of the things that I'm going to share with you right now, they might strike a nerve. Some of the things that I'm going to share with you right now might hit home, might hit an emotional chord. And I want to preface that and give you a heads up on that, because I'm going to ask you some questions that are going to maybe, you know, shake some things up with inside of you, which is okay. But I also know that, you know, we're all at different stages. We all have lost people in our life. And so I want to also be sensitive, but just know that this might be a trigger for some people on the call. And I don't mean to be somber in any way, shape, or form. All I want to do is put some things into perspective on this beautiful morning. And so I'm going to share my screen really quick. And I want to put this up, and then we'll go to wins in a second. And I just wrote here perspective. I wanted to ask you guys, in 117 days, what is happening? Where are we at in 117 days? Anybody know? It's a big day. A lot of people celebrate that day.
New Year.
Nope, not quite, but close.
Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
Christmas. Yeah, Christmas.
Okay.
And in 124 days, what are we welcoming?
New Year.
A new year, absolutely. And in 91 days, we all get around the table and eat a lot of food on this day. What day is that?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you ask me, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday of the entire year. Now, I'm saying this because I want you guys to look at the time frame that we have over the next month, right? We're walking into September. So let's say you get into contract in September, let's say that closes October, maybe end of October, depending on how long your close of escrow is. All the things that I am asking you and pushing you and imploring you and hopefully inspiring you to take some action in your business, it's because I really, really care about these dates coming up. I want you guys to have a Christmas that you guys can remember, to do the things with your family, to be able to give them gifts. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever you celebrate, I want that time of year to be a time where you are not panicking and not feeling so bad as a parent that you don't know where your money's going to come from because mommy and daddy didn't choose to take action. That's the last thing that I want you to do, is to sit with that level of regret. When each of you have the same opportunity, each of you have the same choice every single day to say, you know what, I'm going to stand up, I'm going to make my calls, I'm going to knock on the doors, I'm going to host open houses, I'm going to post imperfect content every fucking day, no matter what. I'm going to do that. You all have a choice. So come 117 days from now, you wake up and you have coffee and you put Frank Sinatra on, or you put Bing Crosby Christmas on, whatever that is for you, and you watch the jovial spirit of your kids wake up, and you're sitting there and you're not feeling bad, and you're not thinking about the interest on your credit card because all you did was put everything on credit because mommy and daddy chose not to take action, right? I want you to be able to walk into the new year saying, you know what? I accomplished so much in 2024. At 2025, I'm going to do even more. I'm going to learn from my mistakes. I'm going to learn from the things that I may not have done to my full capability. And I'm going to walk into 2025 with bravado, with swag, with an ability to do even more because I know that I'm capable of more. At Thanksgiving dinner, I want to make sure that if I'm the one that's hosting, cool, I got the money, I got the supplies, I got the people, I got an opportunity to give to my family the way that they deserve and be able to bring the people that are most important to me in my life an opportunity to come together. It's also the season of travel, and it's the season of events. There is tons of events that happen in the fall season. And if you think about it, how can I get in these rooms? How can I go to EXPCon? How do I go to Zillow Unlock? How do I go to Cheplack's Mastermind in Tahoe? Well, that's going to take some money. Well, if I can focus on getting that extra escrow, or if I could focus on really making more appointments to get something in escrow, so I have the financial opportunities to go and fill my own plate, fill my own mind, meet new people, meet new referral partners from across the country. That's what I need to think about. And let's go a little further on this. When you think about just the past 90 days, and I don't need this answer. I don't need this answer. You know where the answer lies for me is in all of your results. I'll see the answers. But in the past 90 days, how many excuses have you made? How many times have you told yourself, I'm going to make the calls, I didn't make the calls. I'm going to work on my systems, I didn't work on my systems. How many times did you say, I'm going to go to the gym, then I didn't go to the gym? Right? Like, how many excuses have you made in just the past 90 days? Right? Can you look back at them and start counting and tallying and be like, I made excuse that day, I made excuse that day, I made excuse that day. I've been saying that I'm going to make calls for the past 30 days. What? Just make your fucking calls. Book an appointment. Knock on someone's door. You don't have any business? Go and find the business. Right? Go and make shit happen. Because remember, those dates are going to creep up very, very fast. And all I want you guys to have is perspective from this conversation. What are you most proud of in the past 90 days? When you look back at this past 90 days, I want you to unpack this, and I want you to sit there and I want you to brain dump, and I want you to say, you know what? I did make some excuses, or maybe I made no excuses. And I'm really proud of everything that I was able to accomplish. I'm proud of my phone skills that they got improved. I'm proud of my new newsletter that goes out every Monday. I'm really proud of me completing intensity. I'm proud of every single week I've made 3 reels. I'm proud of my visibility on social. I'm proud of my public speaking skills because now I'm on group coaching. I'm raising my hand. I'm speaking and I never wanted to. And Elias, you scare me, but I'm still going to raise my fucking hand. Like, what are you most proud of in the past 90 days? And stay with me. And this is the part where it might strike a nerve and trigger some people. I want to ask you guys this. If your folks do not live close to you, my folks do not, my folks are in Southern California now, it's not too far, but I want you guys to ask yourself, like, how much does a flight to see your parents cost? And when you think about the grand scheme of life, I'm 44 years old. My mom was born in 1961. I don't know how many more trips that I have to go see my mother, or how many Christmases that I have, or how many vacations that I have with my mom. And so it's just like, if I choose not to take action in my business, Does it impact my ability to go and spend time with my parents as they age? Does it impact my ability to go on vacations? If I want to take my kids to Disneyland, Disney World, if you want to take your kids to Disneyland, Disney World, Universal Studios, what does that actually cost? And when you think about the cost, how long does that memory stay with them? And how is that going to impact their children, your grandchildren? That one memory of when they went to Disneyland for their first time or Disney World. And why I say this is that I want you guys to think about all of the actions today, how they can impact these moments in your life that are going to create lasting memories for decades and decades and decades and echo and echo and echo for a very long time. And stay with me. If you were to book a trip to Mexico right now, to Hawaii, if you're going to go and swim in crystal clear blue water with your children, what would that cost you? And how many escrows do you need to have in order for you to be able to take your family on a trip like this? Or are you going to sit with excuses for all the reasons that you choose not to do the things that you know that you need to do in this business and create stress on yourself and create worry and create panic on yourself because you are battling you every single day? And you're either choosing the route of, you know what, I'm going to make this happen no matter what. And I'm going to have an Ophelia mindset. I'm going to have a Verna mindset. I'm going to have a Melody mindset. I'm going to have a Mike Swanson mindset. I'm going to do this no matter what. What would a trip cost you? And when you look at this and when you look at your measurement of success over this next week, over the next couple of months, like, how are you going to measure that? And the way that you're going to measure that is that you're going to look deep within your database. You're going to look at your calls. You're going to track. You're going to measure. You're going to ask for help. You're going to say, Elias, how do I talk about a buyer representation? Elias, how do I say this when this happens? Hey, Elias, I haven't made any fucking calls in 30 days. I haven't posted on social. I haven't hosted an open house and I haven't door knocked. Can you help me? Can you help me? Fucking run towards that. Or you're going to make a choice coming into the new year. Peace out. Go get a 9-to-5. I love you. I wish you all the best in the world. Or you're going to say, how does the actions of today impact the people that I love the most? That choice is yours, you guys. I wanted to give you guys some perspective this morning. I'm not here to fucking preach. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to motivate you enough to take the action that needs to be taken in your life and business. That's it. If you're coming to group coaching 3 times a week and you're still not doing the things to drive your life and business forward, I'm fucking letting you down. I'm letting you down. There's something that I am not doing to better support you. So if you need something, you need help, come to me. I'll be here for you. But if you are not taking action right now, after all the time that we have spent together, then I'm losing. I'm missing out and I'm doing something wrong. So I want to share that thought, that sentiment with you guys. We'll love your guys' insight, thought, and tell me how you guys are thinking and feeling right now before we go any further. And please do not leave me hanging. Anybody have any contributions, any thoughts, or any ideas on what we are talking about right now? Nobody. All right. There's a couple hands. All right. All right, cool. Let's go.
I have something to say.
Yeah. Cool. And then
Since
just
I'm a
put a
newbie
hand up
at
if I don't miss it. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, since I've been at a different brokerage for many years, now that I started with EXP with your team, I am more excited than I have been in years. Just coming every day and seeing your faces, I feel like I'm in an office, even though I'm not. I feel like I'm part of something, and I just want to say, Elias, I think you're fantastic. I think you really bring the energy up, and I think it's just it's really cool to see how many people are on this feed every day trying to get some inspiration. It's a hard business to be. It's a lonely business, but I kind of feel, even though I haven't met some of y'all face to face, I do feel like I'm part of something. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm looking forward to actually meeting many of y'all someday. So I just want to give a shout out. I think you're amazing.
Well, I think you're amazing. I can hear emotion in your voice, and I really appreciate you sharing. And thanks for choosing us. And that's what this is. This is not, Elias's Keep It Moving group coaching. This is a collective, right? And I've been, inspired by you guys, and you guys hold me accountable, right? I was talking to Vernon about this the other day. Like, I couldn't imagine not coming to these sessions, planned, prepared, because you guys are holding me accountable. right? This is going on 3+ years that we've been doing these groups. You guys help to hold me accountable, and I'm truly grateful for you guys. So let's go Blessing, Mom San, Michael Swanson, and then back to Chicken Mom. Then we're going to talk some business.
Good morning. What's interesting is that, so I was having a conversation with my mom last night, right around the same topic, and we are planning my dad's funeral, and it is such a huge financial burden, like, because it's not in the country. So she's so worried, and she's never had to deal with the finances of anything. Like, my dad took care of it all. And she's asking me like these questions and like, are you going to be able to get your passports? Are you going to be able to do all this? And I'm just like, I can't tell my mom no. Like, I just cannot say no and her think that I'm not going to be there. So it's this personal battle of getting out of my head, getting out, like, even if I stay in my head this whole time, deals don't come from thinking about them. Deals don't come from planning. The social media posts don't get from planning. And then you just get so freaking sick of yourself for not acting. So I hear it loud and clear. And I know, Elias, like, I always feel like it's always a personal attack, but you did give a beautiful preface beforehand. A lot of the sitting on the sidelines has been literally just facing what exactly are the fears. And every single time I've come to like a moment of clarity, there's a huge bunch of there's a lot of momentum that comes from whatever that clarity is. And it might feel like really slow. It might feel like a slow burn, but the reality is that, like, being able to look at your business with clear eyes and a focus, like Ophelia, what you said this morning is that you're looking at everything that you're a part of. And if you can look at that from a place of not burden, but just absolute clarity, it's so liberating. So when you started this, actually as soon as you said 117 days, we leave right after Christmas. Like, I'll be in Chicago at that point headed. I need $2.1 million in personal production between now and then to have not only carry out, like, I still have to come back to a house. I still have to have my bills here, but I need a chunk of money to give to my mom to say, I got you, because that's what my dad would want of me. How do I not hustle for the next 90 days to try to make something happen? And if I do, it's like, why am I here? Why am I doing any of this?
Gabrielle, I'm going to mute you. I know is.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Hopefully you're okay. All I heard was a loud owl. But Blessing, sorry about that interruption.
Yeah.
Just look at how deep the meaning is of her saying, you know what? Sometimes I do get in my way, right? And that happens to all of us. But no matter what, like, we're not in this just for ourselves. There are other people that are impacted by the result of our success. So sometimes when you're still battling you, maybe you have to look outward and say, okay, maybe it's that person, maybe it's that person, until you say, you know what, I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to do it outwardly. But we're rooting for you, right? There's so many opportunities, and Vernon's going to talk to you about some opportunities. Me and Lisette are going to talk to you about some opportunities. This is for everyone on the team, but there's some huge opportunities for you to really get those extras by the end of the year. So Blessing,
Let's go. I'm here for it all. And I appreciate every one of you, truly.
I love this. I'm going to go over to Mama San, and then we'll go over to Michael Swanson, and then we'll go over to Brianna Tejeda. And beautiful contribution, Blessing.
Yes, Blessing. Love and light to your family, sweetie. For
Totally.
sure. Yeah, so realizing it's 91 days till Thanksgiving, that it's game time, guys. That's almost 3 months, or it is 3 months. And that's kind of when things start to slow down a little bit. But this should be the time where we put on the heaters and just go our hardest, because yeah, we're almost at the end of the year, and we still have time and have these things to look forward to: Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's, all those. So just work hard this year and put in the time. Go to open houses, door knocks, because that shit works. I mean, I had a really great weekend last week and the week before, meeting clients at an open house, and got into contract the following week. But that only would have happened if I was putting in the time. And I give up my weekends. I see my friends going out and doing things but it's like, you know what, you got to commit, you got to put in the time.
That's right. And you're having one of the best years you've had.
I was just doing the numbers in 2.5 months. I'm in 7 transactions and I've doubled my sales, almost tripled my sales from last year, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
but you did that in 1 quarter.
In 1 quarter, which is crazy. I'm like, shit, now it's the game.
In the midst of I got goosebumps right now. In midst of the biggest change that most of us have faced in this industry in the last few years, in the midst of all that, and I've seen this time and time again. I've seen people in a quarter make 50 G's, make 40 G's, make 100 G's in just 1 quarter. So, Mama-san, mad love and respect to you.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. Congrats. Let's go, Michael Swanson. Then we'll go back to Chicken Mom.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, even though I don't hop on these calls every Monday and Wednesday and Friday like I used to, these calls are so vital to my week and to my day when I do hop on, especially the days when I get up and I feel like, I don't want to do shit today. Those are the days where I make sure I hop on these calls because, to be in a room with, 40 plus people who are, kind of traveling the same journey, going through some of the same shit, and you kind of realize, well, I'm not the only one. And there's other people that I can bounce ideas off and feed off of and get inspiration from and keep pushing. So just Elias and the rest of you guys, everybody who contributes, everybody who always, has something positive to say, it's really important to me. So, let's just keep it rocking.
Well, I appreciate you, man. And I always appreciate your contributions, watching the kids grow up and having them in the backseat, like so many moments that stand out to me, man. So appreciate your contribution. We'll go Mama-san, or excuse me, Brianna, Chicken Mom, and then we'll go to Deep Bledsoe. And I'm going to share a couple things with you guys. And let's go.
So, I mean, Blessing pretty much took a lot of the words out of my mouth. And then Ophelia with the not going into the suffering, like that hit home for me because everything I had going on, I made a choice to still stay focused on myself, which is not something that is easy for me to do because I'm a helper, I'm a fixer, I'm a pour into everyone else and forget about myself. And this last 4 months, even before all this happened, I really said, like, no, my cup's gonna stay full. I'm gonna focus on my business. All the noise, it's over there. My family, my kids, everybody, sometimes I have to push it off and just focus on myself because I am going to be able to afford those vacations. Those Christmases are going to be, I'm going to be able to spend more time, not just money, more time because I'm filling that cup up before.
I love it.
Group coaching, going in with my Central Valley girl group in our Stockton office and meeting up, like those things are just pouring, and that's just my sentiment.
Well, I love it. I love it. And I'm going to go to Deep Bledsoe right now. Just want to share with you guys. Obviously, we're coming towards, fourth quarter or third quarter, almost the end of the third quarter, entering the fourth quarter. Right. I want the same things that you guys want. I want time with the family. I want to travel. It's going to be my 1-year wedding anniversary. So I'm speaking in New Jersey. I've never been to New Jersey. My grandmother was from New Jersey. My wife's never been to Manhattan. So I'm like, why don't you go with me? And then we'll go and do 2 days in Manhattan. We'll do the city experience. And then we'll go to EXPCon from, Manhattan. And then she'll leave from Miami, come back. And I'm like, those are things that I'm thinking about. And obviously when we come back and Christmas. And so I think about the same things that you guys do. I'm thinking, how can I work my ass off every single day, no matter what, no excuses, in order for us to go and have that experience together, right? Because I know what's going to mean to her. I know what it will mean to us. I know what it'll mean to our marriage. And like, those are memories that we'll have until we're gray, until we're old. So I'm thinking big picture, just like you guys. So let's go Deep Bledsoe, and then we'll go Cynthia Jackson, and then we're going to move on. I'm going to show you some things. And Vernon, we'd love to hear your contributions on the conversation this morning as well. Let's go Deep Bledsoe.
Good morning. Good morning. No, Blessing just struck a chord. I just finished reading The Compound Effect, and what she said resonated off of reading that book, because you just got to keep stacking your efforts. Like, you don't necessarily have to work 50% harder than you already are and stress yourself out and burn yourself out. You just have to stop ignoring the things that you need to do, which was to your point, like it's been 30 days and you still haven't made a phone call or whatever it is, you know what you have to do. Just do the shit and keep stacking those efforts, and it's going to show in the outcome. The work is going to work eventually, but you got to work and stop procrastinating and putting it off. So just wanted to add my 2 cents in.
Well, your 2 cents is always appreciated. So Cynthia Jackson, you're going to be the last contribution on this topic. I'm going to go rapid fire to you, and then we're going to move on.
So I wanted to tap on 2 things. One, Chicken Mom was talking about freedom, right, of time. And I retired 7 years ago because freedom of time was the most important thing to me. And so during this last 7 years, I think I've done so much because of freedom, because it's freedom of choices. So those choices, I'm not working for somebody else. I'm doing the things that I choose to do. And that means everything time-wise. But at this point, when we're talking about choices, making the choice to be here, to adjust to the mindset that it took for me to get to, like, okay, I'm free. I want to be free. But freedom today is not the same as it was when I made the choice to become free, right? So my time today, I'm exchanging my time for the choices that I'm making in order to change my life, right? So I changed my life then to have the freedom of not working for somebody else and whatever, to having the time to make the choices and decisions about what it is I want to do for myself. And then today, that is, I'm being here and making these adjustments and changes and all of the things that I need to do so that I could be where I want to be ultimately for the next, say, 10 years or whatever. So this is all, I love it. I love everything that's happening over here with all of us sharing our stories and sharing our experiences and the choices that we're making. And I'm saying for myself and everybody else, let's keep pushing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to go over to, I appreciate your contributions always. I'm going to go over to Vernon. Vernon is our emerging conversion coach who, is truly, engaged and involved in the development of you guys. And he wants to play a bigger role, and he's, working on the Zillow side. And, I'd love to hear from you, Vernon, from your vantage point, anything that landed for you this morning. Would like to hear your contributions.
Well, my contribution is very simplistic from everyone that has contributed to the conversation. And it's the one word is consistency. And so that phrase is consistency is the key. No matter how many days we have left to what major holiday that's upcoming, consistency is going to be the key. I was at a concert last night. The boy LaRussell, Vallejo kid, Will V-Town in the building, held a concert downtown. Thousands of people out there, man. And, he's a real people person. Love the kid. We're both from North Vallejo. Been knowing him since he was a youngster, but he did pack it out. Mike, I was right there front center in the middle of right in front of the stage. It was dope. But the point of it is when he grabbed the microphone and he was speaking to all the Vallejoans who it came, the one thing that he said as to how he had gotten to the journey that most of us are following on Instagram is consistency. He posts every day, 5-6 times a day. He doesn't care what the content looks like. He sends out his message, and we're starting to see this tremendous momentum that this young man is experiencing in the music industry. Well, that's directly applicable to us. This is a Zillow lead. Damn, I want to get
Hey, do your thing. Do your thing. Take it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a huge LaRussell fan, but you guys, here's what I want to share with you guys, and I'm going to say it now before I even tell the rest of the company. Okay, I'm going to share it with you now. So this is breaking fucking news. How many of you are currently on any of our lead platforms? Please raise your hand or just give me an emoji if you're on our lead platforms. How many of you are in the lead pond and are making calls through the lead pond to find some opportunities? Patrick, I see you. And Patrick, by the way, don't spam the lead pond. We're not allowed to group message people, but it's okay. You didn't know, just for future reference, okay? But I see you, and the interest rate's going down, and strike now while iron's hot. I got the message, all right? So How many of you obviously would want to get leads? Well, if you want to get leads, you have to do a few things. You have to complete your 30-day checklist in order for me to say, yeah, you can work some of our leads. If you're not even willing to do the things that are on your 30-day checklist, I'm going to be real with you, you're not going to get those opportunities. But if you complete your 30-day checklist, then you get the opportunity to work leads. We have a Zillow lead pond. We have an all lead pond, which is a Chime lead pond. For our seller program, we're going to have their seller lead pond, which is currently 132 leads that are in there that at one time had called Zillow and said, hey, I'm thinking about selling my house. Whether or not they got an appointment, well, that lead is still in there. They still had that interest. And now it takes somebody like a Morgan or a Princess to call, and it's just a different time for them. Here's the point. As an organization, we have to look at this. How can I, as a coach, help each of you make more money? And if you make more money, the company makes more money. Well, we talk about this a lot, but we're not doing it at the scale that we're about to do it. In order for me to help Blessing, to help Matthew, to help Jakara, to help Beth Ann get better at making phone calls and booking appointments, I need to have all of that data. Well, there's hundreds of agents on this team. How am I going to hear everybody's calls and be able to go and click through every single one? It seems so daunting. So what happens is that there's only a small segment of calls that get listened to. Now, that doesn't really help you. How do you know what you did right in the conversation, what words that you use, where there was unnecessary pauses in that conversation, the fact that you didn't ask for an appointment, all these nuances? Well, I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to say it officially next week on our team meeting. If you are receiving leads from any platform that we have given you, and if you are calling the lead pond, all of those calls will have to be made through your follow-up boss number. Every single call. Why, Elias? Why do we have to do that? Because I want to help you. I want to help each of you book more appointments. Because here's the thing. If I could take Ophelia and say, okay, your current conversion of online leads is 2%, and I can get her to a 4%, guess what that is? That's a vacation. That is Christmas. That is a holiday. That is something that she wants to do that's going to impact her life, because everything is related to conversion, right? If Patrick is making 100 calls and he only made 2 appointments from the 60 people, 40 people that he spoke to, is there any patterns that I'm able to identify to say, Patrick, let's listen to this, and here's your coaching opportunity? Well, guess what, you guys? I'll go ahead. Before I go on, Patrick, I'm going to bring this whole full circle, but Patrick, I want to go here before I get to my point.
Gotcha. Yeah, just real quick. Good morning, guys. I think one thing that really is working well with where Daily City office is, there's usually me, the twins, Mark and David, is that when we're doing our calls, we're not just doing our calls separately. We're listening to our conversations, and we have post-its. It's like, oh, you said this. Maybe you should try this, man. And so like we're configuring each other's strategies, and I feel like that's really important when it comes to this business. You know, especially negotiating skills, you're not a one-on-one thing. You need somebody listening as well to help you out. So just real quick for that one.
So you guys, this is our effort to help each of you. And this is why it's so important. You guys are going to have to make all of your calls through Zillow, or excuse me, through Follow Boss. You get to. And what this allows us to do is this allows us to have data that we have never had before that will help you get better at converting more business. See, as this is our coaching room, this is keep it moving. I want you guys to be the ones that say, you know what? I'm going to do this because I want all the data on all of my phone calls. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce this to you. Now, we are not launching it just yet to everybody. However, it is already in place. And this new program is called Shiloh AI. And I'm just going to take you through my homepage here. Now, Vernon, you're going to get excited. Obviously, we went through this. Now,
You know I'm getting juiced. This is dope.
Here's what Shiloh AI is. Shiloh AI will take all of the phone calls that are made in our environment, and they categorize the phone calls from 2 to 5, or excuse me, 1 to 5. 1 being it needs tremendous amounts of improvement, and then 5 being the best category of calls based on all the metrics that were hit. Now, they are going to listen for, did you answer the questions? Did you have filler words like ums and ahs and so's and awkward pauses? Did you have, monologue? Was there like negative, positive? What was happening through the conversation? And also you get all of the recordings. And so let's just do this for the sake of the conversation here. I'm going to pull up Patrick. Now, Patrick, obviously, don't worry about the data because it is still new. But Patrick, if you don't mind, I'm going to bring you up right here. So if Patrick and I did a coaching session, what I'm going to be able to do is say, okay, here's a summary of Patrick's phone call right here. Talk to this person, informative conversation about the steps needed for pre-approval and loan application. Jensen inquires about the process, necessary documents, so on and so forth. So here's a summary of that call, right? Filler word 17, monologue, so on and so forth. But here's what's great about it. I have the total transcription right here, right? Positive, neutral, negative, whatever is going on in that call. Here's keywords, now where you can obviously put different words in here, Zillow home loan, so on and so forth. But here's the best thing about this, is now what we can do is we can see what made this a 4-rated call. He has his top moments. Obviously, Patrick was really good at building rapport. Clear next steps. Patrick effectively outlined the next steps by mentioning the application link and the required documents. This clarity helps the client understand what needs to be done and keeps the process moving forward. He's offering support. Patrick reassured Jensen that he could reach out anytime with questions. The open line of communication builds trust and shows that Patrick is available to support the client throughout the process. Okay, so stay with me. Now, top possible improvements. Professional tone. While the casual tone helped build rapport, it might be beneficial to balance it out with more professional approach. It's, for example, if I'm saying big dog the whole entire way, yeah, you and I are connecting. But when I say there's something serious that I need you to do, Patrick, and there's some things that I need you to work on to improve your business, are you with me, Patrick? It has a different connotation versus saying, are you with me, big dog? Right? So it's the same thing. I use big dog a lot because I have a relationship with you guys, but I have to know when to temper that. So highlighting benefits. Patrick could have enhanced his persuasive techniques by emphasizing the benefits of the VA loan and the expertise of the loan broker. For example, mentioning how the VA loan can save money on how the broker's experience can ensure a smooth process. And last but not least, anchoring positive outcomes. Patrick could use positive language to anchor the conversation towards successful outcomes. For instance, instead of just saying the process is easy, he could say the process is straightforward and get you one step closer to owning your dream home. This creates a positive association with next steps. So for each of you guys who come to coaching, you guys obviously want more. You want growth. You want opportunities to improve. And if I can help you convert more business, that means that that's going to give you more income. And if I can help you make more income, that means that you are going to do more for yourself and for your families. And as a byproduct of you increasing your conversion, the company makes money. But we don't make money without helping you guys and diving into these metrics and helping you be aware of what you need to do in order to get better on the phones. Because right now, if you don't have a data set, what's happening with Patrick and the twins is that they're giving each other data, right? Hey, that was good. That was shit. Why'd you say that? You could have had an appointment. You didn't even book for the appointment, right? He's got a little bit of that going on. Now we take that to the next level, and you could hear the actual dialogue with the consumer. And I get chills talking about this type of shit because I know the impact it's going to have. Now you could hear yourself and be like, damn, Elias, I didn't even realize I said those things. Patrick, before I get to you, because I see you smiling, I'm going to go over to Vernon. You had your hand up really quick. Let's go to you.
Just a quick contribution, just as we've got Patrick on the chopping block, I want to just acknowledge him. He just closed or just got into contract for his very first solo deal. He's been partnering with the twins, but this one is him stepping in his own lane, rocking his own transaction. Grateful that it's a flex lead, but Patrick, big dog, let's go, baby. I'm super proud of you, man. Let's get it. That's it.
I love this. Listen, Patrick, when you see something like this, you were smiling as I was talking. Tell me, just talk to me. What do you think? What are you feeling right now?
I mean, this is next level shit. I mean, you don't need to take notes anymore yourself. You don't have to look back to your past call logs. You know, it leaves a little, you don't have to think as much anymore. You have your own coach right there, a little AI coach, like, hey, what's up with that? You know, you could do this, you could do that. I mean, this is crazy stats that you can really reflect and improve your business on. And then you can go into very nitty gritty kind of aspects of that. Like, what words am I using? Should I be more professional? It really proves, it goes to, or sorry, it pushes you to improvement. And then it's a very specific improvement because everyone has their own clientele, their own character. So, I mean, I'm just excited for this. I don't even know. I'm mind blown right now.
So I sit through tons of tech, like people always want to pitch Kenny and I and Molly and Creed, and we sit through tons of demos. But I was like, this. And then here's the thing, check this out. Say I want to have all these 5-star calls, right? And I've listened to them and they're like great calls. It was a blessing call, Jakara call, Beth Ann. Well, we could tell AI in the future, produce 5-star scripts or scripts from the 5-star calls. Produce me 10 scripts. Now you guys will be able to go in the library, be like, ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, I'm going to use that and then you can listen to the recordings. And then for us on the back end, when we run an intensity group, right? Let's just say we run an intensity group, and let's say we're doing an accountability group. I could go in here, I could do a teams. What I could do is I can create a team here that is just for intensity. I'm going to put the 45 people in intensity. All those people are going to be in one group here when I go to Shiloh, and I would pull up this team or this group. And now I could pull up every single person that is just in that high level accountability group, pull up all their calls and see what we can do to get better from just that. I could pull up all the Zillow calls, all the lead pond calls. So you guys, this is your opportunity. Moving forward, every single person that works any of our company generated leads, that makes any type of phone call to our leads, which are company leads, has to be done through Follow Up Boss. Why? Because we care that much about you to improve your stats so you can make more money, so you can do the things with your family. Make sense? Make dollars? Cool. You guys, I'm excited about this. I'm going to be working tirelessly behind the scenes to get this set up, to bring new tools to you guys, to make sure that I am helping you as your coach to get better and to convert to make more money. And here's the thing, I don't need the accolades. I appreciate the comments, the kind words. I appreciate that, but I don't need any of that. You know what I need? I need to see your fucking receipts. Your receipts are your action. That's it. You go out there and you fucking knock the doors and make the calls and say, Elias, can you help me with this? Like, show me the receipts. That's all that I need. That, to me, is all the success that I need to see is you guys moving forward in your business. Blessing, let's go to you.
That is so exciting. And I was just wondering if our first calls with Zillow obviously go through ALM, and we've got the team that's analyzing that. Will that be integrated into Shiloh so we get that full feedback?
Yeah, eventually, yes. And they're working on configuration moving forward, that when a Zillow call comes in, if you have your Follow Up Boss number linked to the number that is to Zillow, that call will automatically be recorded. Now, what I want to do is I want to take all of our recordings, I want to give them to Shiloh and say, can you guys listen to all of these? We're not there yet. However, they're not working too much at like, a bot for that, because in the future, it's going to be if you call Zillow and your Follow Up Boss numbers on, all those calls are going to be stored into Shiloh. It's going to be mind blowing.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
Last contribution from you, Joanne.
So I was just curious if there's any way that we could listen to like the 4 and 5-star rated calls that other people are making.
Totally. Yeah, we're going to
The
house those.
transcript.
Yeah, we'll house those and we'll put all the transcripts and we'll start categorizing that, put them in folders, put that in Fast Class, Best Calls channel. That way you guys have access to that. So yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Cynthia Jackson, less than 30 seconds.
When is this gonna roll out? Is it already here or when?
It's available now. Obviously, if you're making calls through Follow Up Boss, that's how we have the data on Brandy and whoever else is on there. Now, mind you, we need a couple weeks for that data to really start to like show the actual like patterns and opportunities. But my suggestion for you, Cynthia, and everyone else on this call, start now. If you do not have access to the lead pond, it's because you have not completed your 30-day checklist. You haven't done your Spark Hire one-way interview of your buyer's consultation. And if it's been longer than 30 days, I don't know what you're waiting for. So put some urgency underneath your ass and say, you know what? I want these opportunities. I want to get better. I want to knock out that list because I want the foundation, the structure, the momentum, the visibility on social media. So you want access to this? You already have it if you are in the lead pond. If you're not in the lead pond, you have to finish your 30-day checklist. So you guys go out there, make calls through Follow Up Boss so I can do you a service by sharing with you how to get better and convert for more business. So I'm excited, and my hope is that you're excited too. So let's do this. Let's get one key takeaway before we head out. Stephanie, big happy birthday to you. Happy 27th birthday. Estefania, why do I always say Estefania? I'm saying it wrong. I know I am. Just saying.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. It's on my birthday's on Monday, but it's today's Stephanie Seja's birthday. So I just want to wish her a happy birthday.
Me too. So tell me one more time so I don't fuck it up again. How to say it?
Estefania.
Estefania. Nia. Okay.
Yes.
Estefania. One key takeaway from our call today.
Just that, you just have to stay consistent. You have to stay on top of your stuff. Like right now, it hit home. Like I do have a big picture. I want to take my daughter to Disneyland for Christmas. So I'm like on my ass trying to get that because I'm not just taking my daughter. I'm taking my mom, and my mom is like, "Can I get this? Can I get this?" I really got to put a lot of money in my pocket because my mom is more expensive than my daughter. So I got to keep in mind that.
I absolutely love that. You know what? For the last 3 years, every birthday for my mom, I've taken her somewhere. And she talks about that. Gosh, she's just, and thanks to Roxanne, because Roxanne does big birthdays for herself. Ever since she saw Roxanne's big birthday, she's like, well, maybe you could do something. So every year I got to spoil mom. So I love that. And then last but not least, I know we're a minute over. Melody, one key takeaway from our time together today. Melody,
I don't think I can do one key takeaway. Today was a really emotional call for me. So, yeah, no comment for the first time.
All right. Well, love and light and positivity to you. You know, you got a coach in me and a friend in me. You guys, thank you for being here. Like I told you early on in the session, I was just going to put some things into perspective. And I want you to know that the actions that you take today are going to be the results in our fall and winter season. So don't allow yourself to sit in excuse. If you're making excuses over and over and over again, you may need to evaluate if this business is even for you. There's no fucking reason that I don't get up out of bed and work my ass off in this business. There's none. And if there was, then I would start to question, am I in the right industry? Sit with that. Have a great day. If you need anything, you know where to find me. You don't have to leave, but you can't stay here. Lizette, if you would please just stay on. As always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. Peace.
Peace.